episode number 3. I'm John Condon.
I'm Tony Rucco.
And I'm Ryan Hallstrom. Talk Bowling is proud to be bringing you the latest updates on bowling products, tips, and new features brought to you by bowlingball.com.
All right. Our question this week was brought about ball performance and what the differences are between all the different balls. So Brian, why don't you give us a little overview of what we have? We brought some balls out here.
Okay,
so we
well,
can talk about it.
Well, in front of us we have different types of balls labeled high performance, mid performance, and low performance. And there seems to be a misconception in the industry about what a low performance ball is and a high performance ball is. And they're going to be talking about the differences and why they're classified low performance and why they're classified high performance.
So is there a starting point? Like what type of ball am I going to look for from a new bowler?
Well, if you're a new bowler, you're mainly not going to need all the attributes that a high performance ball is going to give you. That's why it's good to get into a low performance ball. Just being low performance doesn't mean it's a bad ball. It's a great place to start out. The price is going to be a little bit more apt to what you're going to be wanting to spend. But the main difference you're going to be looking at is the cover stock of the ball, which is the shell, the outside of the ball, and the inside of the ball is called the weight block. And that's where the low performance ball is going to help the beginning bowler.
I've also heard that you should start out with the low performance because of the price and just work on your consistency first, work on your game, and then as you get better, then you can start working into the higher performance balls.
Yeah, that's correct. The low performance balls, if you're just starting out, you don't have a big hook, you're just developing a hook, these balls are going to be great. Not going to overperform for you, they're not going to hook too much on the back end, give you a lot more consistency, a lot more control.
What about these mid-performance balls though? Because I've heard so much about a mid-performance ball reacts just as good as the high-performance ball. Why wouldn't I want to just start right there?
Well, the mid-performance balls are, they're going to react a little bit more than the lower performance balls, mainly due to the cover stock and the weight block design inside. Now, these are going to react a little bit better on heavy oil patterns. So if you're used to throwing a hook, they are going to hook a little bit more than the lower performance ball due to the friction it creates on the lane and the weight block inside of it. So basically, you're going to want to start there if you've already developed a little bit of a hook and you're looking to upgrade your game to that next level.
So what if I'm a 180, 190 average bowler and I already have a high-performance ball like this? Do I not need any of these?
Absolutely not. If you're a high performance bowler, you're going to want an arsenal similar to this. You're going to want your high performance balls, you're going to want your low performance balls because you're going to be traveling around to those tournaments. You're not going to have to use your high performance ball on every shot. This ball is going to be virtually your driver in your bag. You're not going to have to use a driver on every hole. So you're going to want
I
a
use
ball
my
that-
driver on every hole.
Do you?
Yeah.
You're very talented. Very talented. Anyways, so you're going to want to have a wide variety of balls in your arsenal just because you're going to hit certain shots. Everywhere you go bowl tournaments, there's different lane conditions, there's heavier oil patterns, there's lighter oil patterns, and these balls work great on a variety of patterns.
I like Keith's analogy, like you were talking about with golf. There's a club for every shot, there's a ball for every lane.
Correct. A ball for every lane condition.
Right, it's not, sand wedge isn't a bad club, it has its place. A low performance ball, the same way, it has a place in bowling. It's not, just because you're averaging 210 doesn't mean you shouldn't be using one.
Right. And like we said, just because it's called a low performance ball, this might be your highest performing ball on certain lane conditions. So if you hit those tougher patterns and your high performance ball you can't control, that low performance ball is going to come in handy 100% of the time.
So it's a misnomer. It's called low performance in the industry, but it's not really accurate.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know what would be the proper term for it, because you see a lot of times people throwing mid-performance balls out hooking guys that throw high-performance balls, and that's because of cover stock preparation and just the amount of energy the ball stores up. So that's a little bit of a misconception, I guess, in the industry. It's not really, this ball can serve its purpose just as well as that ball, just because it's a low-performance ball. So.
Correct. And just because we have low performance and high performance, depending on what hands we get these balls in, you can have a low performing ball outhook a high performing ball just depending on who's throwing the ball. The highest performing ball is going to go straight if you throw it straight. That's simple.
Considering you throw high performance at 10 pins.
Pretty much. Exactly. Nothing like seeing a virtual gravity shoot a 10 pin.
So hopefully that helped. If you have any other questions about that, please feel free to let us know.
Leave comments on our talkbowling.com and we'll answer them. Email us.
What else we have, John?
Oh, we added a new feature to bowlingball.com this week. If you have an account, free to register. You can now set up your what I'm calling bowling attributes. You can set up what hand you use, whether you're left or right-handed, your league average, your if you bowl on a sport shot average, so you can have them
Okay.
both. Your positive access point and the ball speed that you use, whether you throw the ball slow, medium, fast, and what I call extreme. If you're throwing it more than 20 miles an hour, it just seems like it's its own category. This is going to come in handy in the future. It's not currently active, but my plan is to show that on the reviews on our product pages. That way, if I'm a 180 average bowler, I'm going to listen more to other 180 averages. If they like this ball, there's a good chance I might like it, where you being a 210 average, liking the vertical gravity, it may or may not work for me. So I'm gonna look for people that have my same style and pay more attention to their reviews. That's coming soon, hopefully, probably early next week. I'll have that on the page, and then we'll keep developing it, we'll make it better. You have any ideas for other things we should include in these attributes? I'm more than happy to look into adding them if we deem them necessary.
Yeah, they're valid. And I say if you have, once we get that all launched, we're gonna launch in our WordPress category, so you can see when, the date we launch it. Right?
Or if you follow us on Twitter,
That'd work.
twitter.com/bowlingball, keep you up to date on any changes we make, when we send out newsletters, when we send out, when we launch the striking value. Great resource for keeping up to date with everything that we're doing.
Right. I like that segue into Twitter. Very good.
Guess who we finally got on Twitter? Twitter.com/Tony Rucco.
That's right.
Yeah.
RUOCCO.
Yeah, there'll be a little third.
Oh, right here.
Yeah. Twitter.com/John Conger.
And twitter.com/bhallstrom.
Why didn't you go Brian Hallstrom?
I don't know, it's the whole B. Hallstrom thing. It's been with me forever.
That's like his street name.
Yeah. It's what I'm on the streets.
All right, that about wraps it up for today. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Tell him why we're all wearing the pink shirt.
We can do it in the credits. Say it.
Tonight's league night.
League night. We bowled
Really?
tonight.
We don't normally dress the same.
Yeah, this wasn't like a phone call at 10 o'clock.
Actually,
last
we
time.
do.
We're not
Every day.
We're not twins.
Or anything like that.
And then do I say talk bowling? Today we're going to be talking about talk bowling. How am I going to say that?
You don't have to say it like that.
Yeah, you don't want to see Top Bowling again in that second part. Who did? John? Don't listen
No,
to John
I
yesterday.
said just that first part. Talk bowling is, whether you say proud or not, that was, talk bowling is probably the brand name, that's it.
Oh, okay.
Do we have to bring up what we're talking about today, or do we just get into it?
I think we just get into it.
Let's get right into it.
I think so.
Let's get right into it. All right. Talk Bowling is proud to be bringing you the latest updates on bowling industry news, tips, and new features brought to you by bowlingball.com. We're going to get right into it today. John, you want to tell us what we're going to be discussing?
I thought we said we weren't gonna do that. We just had a whole conversation.
What? How?
We just had a whole conversation.
Go.
We're going to get right into it.
Start again.
Hello and welcome to
Wow.